Hi folks, very small update. Actually, pun unintended. Since we still don't know what this part is, I did a decent job estimating what the DV6 control box would look like before converting it to a part, before drilling into it and all kinds of other stuff to use it for a lightsaber. It's also on what we call the Barbican, which it turns out is the Darth Vader motorized saber from A New Hope. Motor was taken out. It was used for hard choreography, for fighting in Empire, and I don't know about Jedi, but we do know it was dressed down and molded for Darth Vader's hand to come off at the very end. Spoiler alert. It's on there, and it's on a bunch of touring and promotional hilts that were produced later. I'm pretty sure because they used the Barbican, the A New Hope Vader stunt, as like a model for making stuff later on. So, if y'all remember, did make this. Look at that reflection. There is a rectangular hole, and then there are 2 screws drilled through it. And sometimes, trying to hunt down this part, we look for things that have 2 holes in them. We haven't had much luck, obviously, with anything. So my original idea was that if there wasn't, and the holes were drilled specifically for installation on a saber prop, this is what it would have looked like right there. I did this a while ago. By request, a fellow builder asked me to make it more accurate. So I personally went back to the drawing board. This was my master, and I cut the lower end off and rebuilt the inside, the bottom, and a little bit of the top to more accurately reflect what I interpret on the limited reference we have publicly of this. And a little bit of my own reference. I do have a cast that originates from part of this. We're pretty sure part of this. So I was able to double check with that and then scratch make all the rest of my stuff, all the rest of the parts of this. So the best of my ability, I think I can use the light just like I did before. The bottom is quite, to the best of my ability, what we can interpret the bottom to be. The depth, the diameters of all the walls, and all of that. Best I can make. Pretty interesting. The front of this also is very different. I actually reworked the depth of my original, and now we have taller holes. I think they're for wire access. I think this is an electronic part. Anyways, there's that. The other side has a revamped little depression right there. It's on the part, so God knows, you know. And I did kind of redo my original sculpt for back here, and a little bit of the upper shoulders were redone as well. I'm gonna prep this for molding eventually, but I do have to make the mold box. And for those wondering, I drill through these afterwards. You can quite easily just, you know, find the center with an angle or something, or just using the model making thing to run right down the side with your fingers, and then using the diameter of your screw head, estimate where on that line to drill. We don't know the exact screws, so, you know, make do with it what you will. I can drill 4 people. I do have a nice drill press now. And it's quick. It's resin, so you really have to be careful to not overdo it. And then they have to be countersunk, and you need zero flute countersinks to make a smooth hole. Because I've done it with regular fluted, and you know, stuff you'd use for wood, and they just chip right through. So, not a fan of that. Anyways, I got a new kind of silicone that I just got in today, and I'm going to be using less of it because it's a high detailed prop making silicone rubber. So my girlfriend ordered me a whiskey gift set at some point. The company substituted, it said like it's open to substitutions if we don't have anything available. They substituted for like bottom of the barrel whiskey, and the cups weren't even anything like the cups that she ordered. Careful with those gift sets. Sometimes they do an Ali Baba and just send you God knows what. That was pretty deplorable. Deplorable, that's a word. I don't use that very often. That was pretty bad though. I mean, to spend a bunch of money and then to swap it out with like the cheapest thing. Like, where did the rest of that money go? Anyways, it was in a plywood box instead of a hardwood box. And I have a bunch of the pieces here because I want to make a hard shell mold. I don't want to do a brush on resin shell outside of silicone. That's too new to me right now. I'm not up for that. But I am going to make a box and cut it in half. Use those to fill with, how would you put it, with clay or whatever, you know, what have you. And after that, I just put the top and bottom on, and then I have two hard shell mold halves that I can use. So I've been using this, and like step by step, I'm kind of figuring this out as I go here. Because yeah, it'll be a little difficult, but I think I can do it. I think I can do it. I have my walls here for those that were cut. And I went to Lee Valley Tools in Canada today. Look at this little tiny, look at this, this is adorable. I literally have been using it to make straight edges. Made in Canada. This is 16ths, even though I usually work in millimeters, but I actually just found this is a good thickness. So I'm just gonna start doing this. Right here, I will, yeah, so I'm just gonna keep slicing up sections, and I'll let you guys know how it turns out on the replica prop forum. I love this triangle so freaking much. It's only 1.5 inches, so it's not like I can use it for much more than model making, but like literally it's great. It's actually got two, there you go, it's got two different thicknesses of lips too. Pretty nicely machined. That's a problem with me. I mean, rulers are great, but if the edges of the rulers are not ground, it's kind of pointless. I know I could be doing this a different way, but I have a I need to replace the blade on this, but just a Japanese saw, and if I gently start it, you know, it's just, oops. This is why I usually do it on the other side. There we go. Usually, I can snap it. some point. This is tougher plywood than I expected when I started cutting into it. I don't know what it is, but you know, it's not easy on my neck. I gotta go easy. That's it. Yeah, that should be enough, right? Right. This is why I don't like plywood sometimes. You don't get clean breaks sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes you just don't get clean breaks, which is like, can be annoying. But that's fine. We'll make do. This is just a mold box after all. But maybe I'll just keep sawing through. Should be the same thickness. All right, I'm gonna just keep doing this and yeah, make a bunch of pieces. I'm gonna go around, put the other side on, and this whole ring I will then cut once right through. That'll be my mold line. Yeah, I think that'll be it. Might make some zigzags, but it might be, oh, I can make a zigzag. I'm gonna do that too. I might use a Dremel for that, so it can actually fit together.